Hi guys, what's the difference between a psychic and a medium? Well, all mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. We heard that a lot of times, but I just have to mention that the more sensitive, the more psychic you are, the better medium you will become as well. Because we should not underestimate that part of us, because there's very easy actually what comes from me, what comes from the spirit. And over 30 years, you learn to separate a tiny difference in the energy. And when it comes to the spirit world, when I'm working with them, most of the times it's just facts about them. My sensitivity and my psychic ability, I use that a lot when I'm also working mediumistically with the client, because if I'm going to deliver a message, for example, I find my message within my evidence. Why? How? Yeah, you see, back in the days, there was not really a message. The message was life goes on after death. You might get that I love you or I'm sorry, but that was more or less it. And I believe that over the years and over the times, we have actually become more demanding from the public, that they want the message. What does my mother want to tell me? What do they want? What's going on in my life? How can they help me? Well, as a spiritualist, I believe in personal responsibility. So I don't really believe that the spirit will come in and tell you that it's time to move house now, or you're with the wrong partner or something like that. No, I believe that it's solemn, our own responsibility. If it wasn't, and over the 30 years I've had, I think I would have a much easier life if the spirit could tell me what to do, what direction to go and so on. And I believe that my choices that I do, that's what's teaching me about myself and my life. Life is all about choices. How do you know when you pick the right one? Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Because we also have our animal instinct within us, and our animal instinct is looking for safety and security. So of course, changes will be uncomfortable, and also, you know, when you're moving forward in your development, that's also a change. So it's always uncomfortable. But something beautiful with the intuitive side, if I'm working with the spirit and I'm connecting with someone in the audience, or if I have a private sitting with someone and I bring in the mom or the dad, for example, and I'm giving the evidence, maybe they worked in an office, they were good with numbers, blah, blah, blah. When I'm working with that, I also have the recipient's energy. And then I'm sensing if they're talking about numbers, or talking about money, maybe they're talking about organization. Is there something within my sitter that's going on in their life? And is it that therefore the spirit are talking about paperwork and so on? And then I have the sense of that, and then I can get into a message that they might have to look at some paperwork or whatever. So I also use my sensitivity, my psychic ability together with the spirit world. And I think that's how we should do it. Of course, I think because that's how I work. But I believe that is adding to a good reading or a good message, instead of just sticking to the evidence maybe, and just giving facts, and she loves you, thank you for talking with me. But now, if I can also sense with my ability and the intelligence of the spirit world in my book, they will come and speak about things because they know that I will use my senses to see if they can help their loved ones here on earth. And that is not going behind the spiritual law, so to speak. They're not breaking anything because I'm using my ability to do that. And I believe personally that when you're working with your sensitivity and you are becoming more and more sensitive to whatever going on in this world, you also have to learn how to control it. And sometimes when you start to learn to control it and you're shutting off all the noises around you, it's like you're becoming cold. And I remember in the beginning, I thought, oh my God, I don't feel anything anymore. Have I become selfish? Have I stopped being emotional, you know? Where's my compassion? But now I'm just learned to separate myself through all the noises and all the negativity or all the emotions that was going on around me. But I switched that on immediately when I start to work. And today I don't have problems with people around me. I don't have problems with environments or anything because I'm closing off that part of myself. And yes, it's easier said than done because in the beginning, also when you're curious about the spirit world, our senses is out here all the time. And when your senses is out there, you can't shut down. And of course you will have a lot of experiences and all sorts of things gonna happen to you. And you get a lot of emotions and maybe some words are popping up in your mind and all sorts of things. And rejoice when you're going through that phase because that's gonna disappear. Depending on your choice, of course. But you don't want to go open like an open book 24/7 because it's not healthy. And you're also here to live a physical life. You're not here to have your head in the clouds and not be on any earthly use, so to speak. You're here to be in service when you can, of course. But I also believe you have to serve yourself, which can be a problem for many people because when they think about themselves, they feel selfish and egotistical. And depending what country you come from, and in Sweden we have something called jantelagen, and it's quite ugly to think of yourself or tap yourself on the shoulder. You shouldn't be anything, You should be good, but don't be too good, That's really, and be in the middle, then we can understand you and like you. But if you're very, very successful, like some people are, they usually get a lot of hate and backstabbing. And the same in this business, unfortunately. So just try to be yourself. Just stand in your own power. Don't give it away to anybody else out there. And why? Why should we care about what people outside think about us when we don't even know them? Why do we waste energy on people around us that has opinions about us? They don't really know us. And I have wasted so much energy on that back in the days. And it's really ridiculous instead of just being me. And today I'm more or less just being me with all the flaws and everything. But it's a relief to don't care so much about what other people think. Yeah, I do care from time to time, but not to the degree I did in the beginning. And I let it go very, very easily. And most of the time, I just see it as a compliment. Because if people who doesn't know you have a lot of opinions about you, why do they waste their energy for you and about you? They have issues, not you. So just be yourself. Just be you. And be happy that you are you. Thank you.